Welcome back, everybody. It is time for V's and O's here on the Villanova Basketball Report. You know, what's made this Villanova team so successful all year is it's been an ability to speed up or slow down the offense at any given time. Let's talk right now about what Villanova did so well in the last few games when it counted, which is slow it down. Now, over the few years that we're talking about, from when Villanova first got back onto the scene, I think about that 2014 year. They had beaten Kansas in the Bahamas and had moved forward into really what's been from then until now right at the top of college basketball. That also coincided with the year they moved to the Big East. But what's changed from then is they've slowed down a lot more. Few possessions in every single game, fewer than they used to have moving into the Big East tournament and in recent years. And why have they been able to do it? It's been a lot because of what Ryan Lennox said earlier, a floor general. And at any time, a guy that can run the offense really, really well. This year, it's been Jalen Brunson. So let's break it down, right? In years past, they would run this same 1 in, 4 out offense where you'd have your big down here and your point guard with the basketball. And at times, Villanova can still speed it up. Get the ball here, big switches over here, maybe there's a cutter in here, or he drives inside and can kick it out and open up a three-point basket. Now, that will certainly happen, but what we've seen, especially as games getting towards the final bell, it's been this guy right here, Jalen Brunson, that has taken over. And the way he does it is he'll either call for a high ball screen, have that guy set a screen, and the defender has to make a decision whether to stay with Jalen as he comes like this, or whether Jalen is going to take it himself, spurn that screen, and Omari can pop up here to hit a three at any given time. Now, specifically against Texas Tech, Jalen would hold right up here until about 12 seconds on the shot clock on average. Then he'd start getting to the hole, and he'd either start backing a guy down right about here, and he's so dangerous because he can take you off the dribble. He can go to his left. He can go to his right. He can drive through you. He can fade away. Or he can skip past it across to a wide-open Dante DiVincenzo or a Mikal Bridges, and he's been so good doing that. And Jalen Brunson has been the guy down the stretch in shot clock situations where it's approaching the final horn. He's been the guy that has been the most important figure in this Villanova offense. And a big part of the reason that just today he was named first-team All-American. So I think Villanova will do that from time to time, especially if they find that Kansas is hoisting a lot of threes early in the shot clock. Villanova can tire them down defensively by holding longer possessions and frustrate them by the fact that Kansas is one and done, if Villanova can so impact it that way, and can keep Kansas on their heels that way. But Kansas brings such good offensive schemes to the table. They run 4 guards. We're going to have Kansas in the red, 4 guards out there at any time. Here's Devontae Graham with the basketball. Here's Azubuike when he's in the game. And we'll throw Mikhailuk right here and Malik Newman, who can run the baseline really well, get from baseline to baseline, and hit an open three. Now, he got a lot of open three-point looks against the zone. It's can Villanova now deal with high ball screen when Kansas goes, but they're going to see, I think, a little bit less of that than they've seen at times in the year as teams have learned to expose Villanova. But you've seen in the last few games, Omari Spellman considerably better against the high ball screen. So here's the challenge. Azubuike, when he is right here, guarded by Omari Spellman, any deeper for Azubuike, and he's turning and just going over top. He's got a couple inches on Omari Spellman. He's big and strong, but the one thing he is not is offensively developed at a high level. He can certainly score and do things in a variety of ways, but if Omari Spellman can do his best to push Azubuike out further and have him catch the ball anywhere outside this painted area, that's where Kansas can and will struggle. He's not going to go over that left shoulder with the right hand as much as you might expect from a big guy. He hasn't really developed that as well as I think Bill Self might have hoped. And the other thing is that he gets out of control when he has to put the basketball on the floor. And that's gotten him into trouble with offensive fouls. That's gotten him into trouble with turning the ball over. And that's gotten Kansas in trouble taking away from their efficiency. So I think that's a key, is Omari Spellman down low. The other thing is this guy right here. We mentioned Malik Newman. Absolutely phenomenal player. He is going to be guarded, and I believe and hope this is the case, by Mikal Bridges. Malik Newman is the biggest threat that this Kansas team has offensively because he can score in so many ways, and he moves so well off the ball, and when he gets the ball, he can get to the rack. The other guy, Svi Mikhailuk. Mikhailuk is a catch-and-shoot type guy. He can also put it on the deck, very similar to like a Corey Stokes, who has added that to his game as his college career has gone on. Mikhailuk can be another guy that maybe if you sleep on a little bit, is a guy that can really knock it down, put it in your face, and provide a huge challenge for this Villanova team. So defensively, I think it's going to be the matchup of Mikal Bridges against Malik Newman. It's going to be Omari Spellman and Eric Paschal against Azubuike. Can you do the work ahead of time to keep him out of the paint? And then it's going to be, of course, we haven't even really mentioned him that much, Devontae Graham bringing the ball in transition. Can you stop the ball? Can you recover defensively? Because Graham is great in transition, and that can be a struggle for this Villanova basketball team this weekend. So, it's our last V's and O's segment. It's been a lot of fun this year. We've talked about a lot of good things here on the whiteboard, and, well, maybe we'll be breaking things down, maybe a game-winning shot or two next week when we recap the great weekend that was in San Antonio. We'll take one more break and come back. We'll do our predictions and get some thoughts from the audience as well. This is the Villanova Basketball Report and the V's and O's segment here on BLS.